Hey, it's Tyler here, and in today's video, I'm going to show you how to set up your Google business profile for your painting business. So how you want to start off this process is by first looking up your business name on Google Maps and ensuring that it isn't already up there. Now, for a business that's been around for 10, 15, maybe even 20 years, you probably already have a profile set up by an employee, ex-business partner, or yourself that is up there that isn't claimed. So by searching this up, you're going to either not find your profile or find your profile. And if you find your profile and it isn't claimed yet, what you're going to want to do is click claim this business. For example, here, abrasive blasting and coating is currently not claimed. So if I was that business owner, I would click claim this business and go through that process. Now, if you don't see your business here, what you're going to do is go to google.com/business and it will direct you to a page just like this. Now on this page, you can sign in. I would recommend signing into your business account. A lot of people do it on their personal. I don't see why. Just do it on your business so you can have it separate here and click get started. Now, once we click get started, we're going to enter our business name. So don't do anything fancy. I'm sure people have seen the Painter Near Me extension into their business name. Nowadays, if you do that, Google will not approve your listing. So just make it exactly what it is. So if it's ABC Painting, put ABC Painting. And then from here, click continue. And then it's going to direct you to ask you what type of business you are. Now, there is 3 core types of business. There is online retail, which is going to be like e-commerce. There is local store, which is a business that people can actually visit and go to. And there is a service business where people drive out and it is completely without a location. Now, most painting businesses don't have a physical location, but they try to get approved for the local store listing. This is why you'll get the constant verification and never actually getting on to Google is because you don't actually have a location. And so Google knows this and they've really been cracking down on it in the last couple of years here. And I can only expect for them to do more so as there's been a bunch of fake listings and spam and they just want to reduce that across the board. So I recommend if you do not have an office, click service business. And if you have an office, you can click both. So you can click local store and service business. Once you've selected your type of business, you can click next. Once you click next, you must click the category. So there is 2 main categories for painting, which is painting and painter. I recommend you use both, and I'll show you that in a bit here. But to start off with, we'll just put painter and then click next. I see a lot of contractors use general contracting, roofing, miscellaneous things. I've seen it all. And those people have never ranked that high. It's because when you offer all these services, Google sees that you're not a master of any. And so it will not rank you unless you have an exorbitant amount of reviews or brand presence. So just keep it to painter or painting. And if you want, you can always open up new profiles for different service types or different businesses. Now, once you have created that, you're going to go to this next stage where it asks you your service areas. Now, very similar to the categories is you want to actually make sure that these are areas you service. So if you live in Texas and you want to service Austin, but all of Texas, don't put just Texas in here, just put Austin, as it should be about a 30-minute to 60-minute driving range that you put within this. So if it's just this one market, put just this one market. For example, I live in Victoria, BC. Now in Victoria, it is on an island, and this island is about 6 to 8 hours long for a drive. Now I could put Vancouver Island, but realistically, I would not be able to serve all of Vancouver Island. So I'll put Victoria, I'll put Langford, I'll put Souk, and I may put Sydney. And these are all like within an hour, right? So I could drive from Souk to Sydney within an hour. And that's about the max capacity you should put on your profile. I see a lot of people get like all nitty gritty with this, adding hundreds of locations, and that's really not going to help your rankings. So once you have added these, you're going to click next. Now it's going to ask you what region your business is based in. For myself, it is Canada. So once you click that, you'll click next. And then you'll add your phone number. So this phone number should be a phone number that you are able to delegate in the future, as switching this up can be a real pain. So make sure that you actually have a phone number for your business. If you don't already, you can look at OpenPhone or something to that effect. So I'm going to put my business phone number in here now. Now, once you've entered your business number, you're going to want to add your website. You don't just want to link any page on your website. You want to link a page that has the keyword you're trying to rank for. So for example, if we are in Austin, Texas, we don't want to have a page that just says top painters in Texas. We want to have a page that says top painters in Austin, Texas. And the URL reflects as such. So for example, if I'm ABC Painting, I don't want to have abcpainting.com/Texas. I want to have Austin, Texas. And then I would click next. Now, Google looks at your website as a signal to how relevant you are to the searcher. So ensure that the page you connect is a page that would fulfill the searcher's intent. So if they are looking for painters in Austin, make sure your webpage talks about painters in Austin. And this is basically the whole basics of SEO, which is optimizing for the searcher's intent. Now, once you've filled out all this information, it's going to prompt you to a page just like this, where it asks you if you would like to get news, tips, or improve your business. I recommend you turn this on just as most people should, and then you can click continue from there. Now it will probably prompt you to one of the 3 verification steps. So the 3 verifications that you can possibly be served is a phone call or a phone like text with a verification code. You can get a video chat where they will ask you, this is typically with physical locations where they're going to walk through, ask you to unlock your truck, see the sign on the storefront, et cetera, et cetera. Or you will get something like this, where it's asking for your mailing address. They're going to send you a postcard with a code on it. So here, I would enter my information and then get my business verified. Now, once you submit your verification, it will prompt you to another page. The verification typically takes 24 to 48 hours. It can be longer depending on the type. If it is one of the postcards, it can take weeks, and that is completely fine because this is something that will bring you business for decades to come. So it will then prompt you to a page just like this, where you can add your services. I recommend you add whatever services you actually offer. I'm going to give you a link in the bottom of the description here that has a list of over 50 service types that you can add that will help you rank. Very similar to how we talked about what category to use. This is the keywords people are searching for. So right now, I'm just going to add the basic ones, which is cabinet painting, deck painting, drywall painting, and door painting. You can add custom services. And for example, I want to wall painting. You can add that. I could add deck staining, right? And so on and so forth. Once you've added all your services, you can click next. Next, it'll prompt you for your business hours. Now, I recommend you only put the hours that are actually available. Now, Google does track your pickup rate. So for example, if you've gotten 10 calls and you haven't picked up any of them, the chance that they're going to recommend you to more searchers is lower than if you actually picked up the phone. So make sure that your business hours are correct so they can forward you calls at the correct time. So I'm going to put Monday through Friday just for the time being for 24 hours. Now, if you don't service 24 hours a day, don't put 24 hours a day. This is just for example purposes. You can then click next. And you're going to be prompted to add a business description. This business description should be about 200 characters describing your business. So for example, I put a short description here under 200 characters. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. This is just going to be what people see when they search up your business or the services that you offer. Lastly, it's going to prompt you to add photos of your work. Now, this can be photos of your storefront. For example, if you have an office, I recommend taking a couple pictures and uploading it here. Otherwise, I would add images of before and afters, completed projects, that sort of thing, so that you can have that. Now, with reviews, your customers likely will be putting pictures on here as well, but I highly recommend you put your own in the beginning. Now, if you've completed everything there, it should prompt you to give you this page where it says your edits will be visible once verified. And you can click continue. Now, once you've completed everything, it should prompt you to a page just like this, where you can see your business and you can manage it. To get to this page at any time, you can just search up My Business and it'll prompt you to something like this. Now, here we can edit our profile, add services, answer Q&As, add updates, etc. I recommend you do a few of these on a weekly basis to keep your profile updated. These two things are Q&A and adding updates. But what I do recommend when you get prompted to this page for the first time is to edit your services and actually add that second category. So what you would do is you would click Edit Services and you would add another business category. This is going to be painting. This is where we can do all the same things. Turn all these things on and click Save. Now we have all these services. Again, same way as Painter and adding more services, we can add these custom services down here. Now, once your profile is verified and you are live on Google, you can start getting reviews. And this is the last thing that you need to do to show up. I recommend a minimum of 20 reviews. Now, this is dependent on the location. The smaller markets can have less reviews and still show up. But more likely than not, if you have less than 20 reviews, you will not show up in Google and get any leads from it. So get up to your first 20 reviews and then use and leverage that to grow from there on. Now, Google has shown in the last couple of years, it actually values velocity of reviews over the number of reviews more times than not. So what this means is you can disrupt the companies that may have 100, 200, 300 even reviews within your market if your review velocity is higher than theirs and your profile optimizations are there. So what that would look like is instead of getting 20 reviews in one day and then not getting reviews for a year, is you would get 2 reviews every week for the next year. This shows Google that you're growing consistently and you're not just getting a bunch of success in the beginning, you're consistently doing so. So take that and that should help you grow your business profile. Now that's it for today's video. Hopefully you gained something and learned a little bit more about how to grow your painting business. I have put the resources down below. So for these services and a general guide on how to optimize your Google business profile. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot a comment and I'll see you in the next one.